Hey, you feeling overwhelmed? Mind all over the place? Well, look no further because got just what you need today. I had an opportunity to sit down with Miss Joanna Randolph, and believe me when I tell you, you're going to be informed in a way that you'll never regret it. Join me as this interview is in progress, and let's go. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Winning with WHITSON. I'm Kevin, and today is going to be a powerful, exciting, self-aware day. It's going to be something that you'll be able to write down, jot down, mark down, because I have with me today a young lady by the name of Joanna Randolph, and she is a mental health therapist along with many other things that she does, and I'll let her tell you about that. But join me welcoming Joanna Randolph. Good afternoon or good morning, or whatever time of day it is. How are you today?
I am doing well, Kevin. Thank you so much for having me as a guest on your podcast. I appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit of information, enlighten others about mental health, and just bring more awareness to the subject.
Well, we're here, and I guess everyone's maybe wanting to know, how does one get involved in the shaping or the making or taking advantage rather of their mental health? How did you get involved? And let's just give us your story, how you got involved with it and where you are today.
Okay. So it really was just one of those accidental things. And by accidental, I mean it wasn't an intentional plan. Like, I didn't have a lifelong dream of becoming a mental health therapist. Really, I was kind of led down this path because as a young girl, I was always the go-to person.
Okay.
I was always the person that everybody would come to with their problems. I was the one that people would, need help or guidance from. And I just became this trusted friend.
Mm.
And, I kind of felt like, as, going through middle school and even high school, that people trusted me. They trusted what I shared with them, and the path and the direction that, I would give them, the insight. And, I kind of liked the fact that people believed in what I said. I mean, I believed in what I said, and
Mhm.
it always makes you feel good when someone else believes in you. And so I as I was on that journey of helping people, intentionally and unintentionally, in high school, my mom told me, "You got to go to college."
Mhm.
College was never a plan. My whole life, Kevin, I planned on marrying rich and sitting at home doing nothing. That was my goal, and I'm not even exaggerating.
The soft
And
life.
so and so when my mom said, "You got to go to college, you have no choice," I had to find a career path. I had to
Mhm.
decide what it is. And so, when I realized, okay, I kind of like talking to people and helping people and seem to be pretty good at it, I chose psychology.
Mm.
And, went on and got my degree in psychology. My mom actually passed away after my freshman year of getting my undergrad degree, and I could have chose to quit because she forced me to do this. But at that point, I felt like I wanted to kind of keep going. And so I decided to graduate. I graduated magna cum laude with my bachelor's degree, and then later decided to go on and get my master's degree in professional counseling, because you can't do anything with a psychology degree and make any money. So, and that's how I was led down that path.
Wow. And so
Mhm.
currently today you are serving in that capacity, correct?
I am. So straight out of college, I started working with children and families, doing family therapy, and then on from there, I worked with ex felons who were newly released from being incarcerated,
Okay.
and helping them with aftercare services. So that was my next path.
Hmm.
Then on after that, I became a contractor, and I started doing contract work, with different programs offering services for therapy, counseling, aftercare, uh, then on to eventually opening up my private practice. So that came much later. That was never either a goal either, but
Hmm.
decided to open up my own therapy practice so that I
Wow.
could focus on working with the population that I enjoyed working with.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that was one of the big deciding factors for me to open up my own therapy practice.
Now you're based out of where?
I'm based in
Okay.
Atlanta, Georgia. Hmm.
Atlanta, ATL.
Yes,
Is
yes.
it all true what they say? Is it the home where dreams come true? Does it live up to what they say?
It definitely did what it needed to do for me as I was
Okay.
growing up. I've been here for
Okay.
34 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I was very young when I moved here. And so it was all the rage. It was all the glitz, the glamour, everything you wanted to be, opportunities for people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was everything. I'm a little older now, more settled. So it really depends on what you're coming here for, what it
Yeah.
is that you're in search of.
Yeah.
So all the things that I was looking for back then, I'm not into now, but it's been a good foundation and opened up a lot of doors for me.
Let me ask you a question, Joanna. What is
Hmm.
the difference between therapy and life coaching or coaching?
Therapy is going to deal more with someone's past. It's going
Okay.
to help them to heal from some of the traumas that they've experienced. If they're experiencing depression or
Mm-hmm.
anxiety, which is the population that I work with, any type of mental health disorder is what therapy is going to focus on,
Mm-hmm.
and helping them to get the tools, whether it's through self-awareness or just educational tools, or some people, you'll find that they need medication to help them with some of their mental illnesses,
Okay.
whereas life coaching is more goal oriented. So if you're working with a coach, then you're working with someone more on where you are now, where you're trying to get to.
Okay.
So you're helping them to establish goals for themselves and identify, what it is that they want to be versus where they are currently. So people who are just kind of feeling stuck,
Okay.
um, in their current situation and just need a little support and guidance. They're able to maintain daily life without too many struggles or setbacks. So you're just kind of helping them and guiding them to be better versions of themselves.
Okay. And if somebody's watching this, I'm sure many will see this. What could you say to help them decide whether or not they need life coaching? I mean, you pretty
Mhm.
much laid it out, but someone may be on the fence.
Yeah.
They may need both, and
Mhm.
that's not anything to be ashamed of. I think that you're in a field where you're tackling something that's been very taboo in the Black community, and
Absolutely.
I know that growing up, I had challenges with accepting my mental health,
Hmm.
and so there were provisions made for me, places to go there in our little hometown of the Rose City.
Hmm.
And I went there to get the help that I needed. My journey is a whole nother. We don't have time for me. We're not interviewing me today. We're talking about what you're doing. But those resources that are available, how would someone know? Okay, if they need both, should they be ashamed? If they should they feel bad? Should they? How should they feel?
No, absolutely not. And you're right. I mean, mental health therapy has always been taboo in the Black community, because we were raised to believe that what happens in the home stays in the home. You don't take anything that, is currently happening in your current life outside of the home. You either pray about it, you hold it in until
Mhm.
it passes,
Yeah.
or you may find a trusted family member or someone that you can open up to, but it stays within the family.
Mhm.
And so, now, with more people opening up about their mental health and having more access to services, it's becoming more open and acceptable.
Mhm.
And we're able to see, that people are talking about it through media, social media. We're seeing commercials about it, and it's just opening up a little more. And the people that raised us to believe that it was a taboo thing and that we
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
avoid, they're actually passing on now. So that was
Right.
our grandma. And so, and some of our parents, but it's
Sure.
starting to, you know, go away with the fact that those people that embedded that into us are not around, and social media now is on the uprise to
Right.
make it more acceptable.
Yeah.
But if someone is feeling or teetering with the idea of, do I need someone to talk to? It's really just deciding, is this too much for me to manage?
Mm.
And it's, you got to be, self-aware and in tune with yourself enough to, know this is a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't have to carry all of that on your own anymore. There are resources available for you, and no, you shouldn't feel ashamed. No one should feel ashamed for needing someone, or even just wanting someone to talk to,
Right.
about what's going on, because we were raised to be strong, and to be able to handle and manage things and on our
Hmm.
own. It becomes overwhelming. And so
Absolutely.
when you get to the point to where it starts to become overwhelming, where you're having sleepless nights, or you just can't relax, or your mind is constantly racing, and you can't just you can't get a clear thought. When
Hmm.
it starts to move into that direction, then at that point I feel like it's time for you to reach out to get some help, because the longer you let it go, the longer it lingers, the worse it gets. It
Right.
usually does go back to getting better if you don't get it out.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. You hit on that. Generational breaking generational patterns. I'm
Mhm.
hearing that you're kind of saying that we're Gen Xers. Just in
Mhm.
case for those of you watching, we are Gen Xers. We make Gen X look very great. That's what we do. But our parents were boomers,
Mhm.
and there are just things that you just sit down and do what you're told. Shut up and do what you're told.
Yeah.
And I know where they get that from. I mean, that's just probably boomers. Maybe 60 years after slavery. So
Mhm.
there's still the remnants and the
Right.
residue of
Mhm.
post generational slavery,
Yeah.
even today, that many of us live with, that we're not trying to pass on to our children, but
Mhm.
we've all been affected by that. And so, what does breaking the generational cycle look like for a person day to day? What are some practical steps they could take?
Breaking that cycle really just, it comes down to a point to where you say, I no longer want to continue this cycle.
Mm,
It's literally a conscious decision and awareness of saying, I don't want this for my next generation, the child that I'm rearing now.
yeah.
We didn't necessarily like what we were told to do. We just, like you said, we just went along with it. We did what we were told to do.
Hmm.
And now we're getting to a point to where we see that we have more opportunities. We have a voice. We're able to position ourselves in a place of being able to be leaders and not having to be the ones who were told what to do. And so now that, we're able to place ourselves in these situations, and now we're able to have more opportunities, we've got to have a new mental mindset to
Mm,
go along.
mm,
You can't take that old mindset of, I'm only here to do what I'm told. I can't speak about anything I'm feeling,
right.
into the new era of life that we're trying to achieve. And so, it really just, like I said, it comes down to making a conscious decision and saying, I'm ready to break that cycle.
Okay.
So, we know we were kind of placed in that. And every now and then, even as parents, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes you'll catch yourself saying some things or putting some of your own old beliefs that you were raised with
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
your children.
Absolutely.
And so,
Okay.
you know, and what I notice even with my children is that they're not as easily accepting of the do what you're told, and this is the way it has to be, and you can't do this. They're breaking free. They're like, no, I can do this, I can do more, because they're seeing more. And
Right.
so, you know, now it's just, I think it's literally, it's up to our generation, yours and mine, now
Hmm.
to say, you know what, yep, enough is enough. We're breaking this cycle here. It starts with me, so that now they can go on and be free.
What do you find in dealing with repairing the mental in the black community with black women? What do you find different there as opposed to other races, or do you?
Well, I mean, I can't really speak on what I find in regards to the differences. The population I do work with, majority are Black women.
Okay.
Uh, so I'm not seeing or working directly with other populations outside of the Black community.
Okay.
But what I can say is that with the women, the parents that I work with, most of the time they're trying to make it an outside problem. And
Mm-mm.
by, you know, what I mean by that is
Mm.
they're looking at all the externals that they either don't have, or things that are
Okay.
going on in their lives,
Okay.
instead of looking internally.
Okay.
And, you know, I don't necessarily believe that there is one blame to place. You know, it could be, okay, the father left and you are alone, but how are you managing this? What are you doing to take care of yourself? What type
Yes.
of self
Yes.
care are you providing, so that, you know, when you do have a kid where you see signs that they're acting up, that you're not ignoring it because you're so stressed out and not taking care of your own mental health, that you miss it or you avoid it. And
Mm.
so, you know, I really focus
That's
on
good.
helping people to, you know, look inside of themselves and apply the introspection that needs, you know, to take place, to first say, what can I do to change, that will then help, you know, me deal with or to manage the issues that are going on outside of me, whether it be with my child or with a relationship that I'm in.
Mhm.
And a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to try to identify what's going on around them